We got here a few minutes early this time. So they're still closed. They're just letting in people right now. Alright, let's go to the restroom first. So we'll go to the restroom first. Over here at the sandwich place. Inside or outside? Thank you. Alright, let's go to the bus store. It's right here, but we gotta walk there and then it'll take you all the way there to the buses. Yep. And there's no more hop on, hop off. So the bus ride, according to the lady over there, takes 35 minutes. So no more hop on, hop off. We missed that, Rob. Hey, we decided to go to the lower deck because that's a long line for upper deck. A lot of people waiting for the upper deck, so they have to go up there to get to the upper deck of the bus.
Take off in one moment here.
Yay!
Yeah, exactly. Tour of the day here at the San Diego Zoo. You made it. How's everybody doing today?
Perfect.
Good? You guys ready to go see the zoo?
Yay!
Okay, sounds good. So my name is Brian. I'm going to be your tour guide for the next 35-ish minutes as we get an overview of much of the zoo. But before we see any animals, could everybody on the upper and lower deck raise your hand if this is your very first time at the zoo today?
Yay!
First timers?
Am I the only one?
Okay, a few people. That's great. We're glad to have you here. But whether it's your first time here or you've been here 100 times, either way, we're happy to have you here today. And by the way, just to let you guys know, on the upper deck, I can't see you up there with the camera at the front of the bus. Hello up there. But anyway, we do have some beautiful flamingos over on our right side. So as you take a look at them, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what we do at the zoo. We are a non-profit conservation organization, and our ultimate goal is to create a world where all life thrives. And thanks to people like you who visit us and support us every day, we are able to... Lost Forest is a lot of fun, but I have something even more fun for you, which is safety instructions. So just remember to keep your arms and legs and other body parts inside the bus at all times. You are welcome to stand up during this tour if you want to try to get a better look at something. But if you do stand up, just make sure you're holding onto one of those metal railings next to you. Also, keep both of your feet down on the floor of the bus, not standing on top of the seats. And make sure you stay in that area where your seat is. Don't go walking back and forth all around the bus, unless it's an emergency and you need to get my attention. That's how we'll have a safe tour. But anyways, like I said, we're in the Lost Forest right now. And this area is modeled to feel like we're inside a dense rainforest. So the first rainforest animals we can start looking out for are going to be the tigers.
Ooh, the tigers. Yeah. And I just showed you the tiger
eyes open.
picture.
You can let me know by raising your hand if you do see a tiger. There are 3 of them that live in here. They're all brothers.
Where?
But if any of you have cats at home, you probably know that they spend a lot of time sleeping. And tigers do the same thing. But that might be what they're up to right now. They might be taking a cat nap. That's what cats do. So I think we'll save our time for the rest of the animals. But before we fully say goodbye to the tigers,
No tigers.
I have a question for you. Does anybody know why tigers have stripes?
Why?
The answer is because they don't like to be spotted. Yeah, you get it. I think you guys got it. But if you were... It's kind of surprising, but makes sense if you look at the shape of their head and also their diet, which is mainly leaves, just like giraffes. So that's an okapi over there. But as for the hippos I was just mentioning, again, I think they're in the water right now. So if you want to come back to this area later on today, there is a big viewing window up against the side of the hippos pool. So when you come back, you can look through that glass and you'll get a great view of the hippos as they glide around underwater. I will mention one more time, we are in the Lost Forest right now. Lost Forest is that big green area that takes up a lot of space on your map. Mainly towards the left half of the map, I would say. Is that bamboo up there? You guys all get up there? Yeah, I think so. There's a bamboo bit in the butt. As long as you guys are okay. I kind of forgot what I was saying, but oh yeah, the Lost Forest, that is that green area on the map. So feel free to follow along on the map as we drive around today. But anyways, right here on our right side, this is where some monkeys live. I see at least one monkey right now. It's over towards the far right side of the habitat. Let me know if you have any questions about those pandas at the end of the tour. As we make our way up this hill, over on our right side, we're about to start passing by the savanna. So let's see. I think I do see a giant eland. That is that kind of tan-colored animal up against the rock wall. There's also some zebras a little bit farther away, back behind them. And we do have another zebra we'll see later on during the tour, a little bit later. So hopefully we'll get a closer look at that one. And up in this next section, we can also look out for a couple different species of antelope. If you see the small one sitting on the ground over there, those are the Spitz gazelles. They have a dark spot on their side and a white belly. And then if you can find a larger animal in there with white vertical stripes on its side, that would be one of the lesser kudu. Once we pull forward a little bit more, we might get a better look at those lesser kudu. But they do have some babies right now. The babies are growing up fast. They're probably about a year old, maybe a year and a half old. So they are a little bit still smaller than the adults. So I might be able to find them in there. They're somewhere in there. But also on our left side, we are about to pull into polar bear plunge right here. So we can also take a look over on the left. Feel free to stand up while we're here. I'll let you go before to talk about climate change. The majority of scientists do agree that climate change is happening right now, and it's negatively affecting pretty much every habitat around the world, but especially the Arctic, where the polar bears live. Because as we release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, the Arctic ice is melting, and that makes it a lot harder for the polar bears to roam around and hunt seals, which is their main food source, and it also makes it a lot harder for them to build their dens and have more polar bear babies during mating season. So they're having a hard time. There are some things you can do to help them out with that a little bit, such as reducing your water usage. And water uses oil. And the Sky Ferry is one good way to get over here.
The Sky Ferry is over there
somewhere. In this area, up ahead of us, we're going to enter one of the major sections of the zoo called Elephant Odyssey. And you might not believe it, but once you enter this area, we're going to go back in time by about 12,000 years.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure you can imagine California was a really different place back then. We used to be home to all different kinds of animals you would now associate with California, like lions, camels, and mammoths. So all the animals up here in Elephant Odyssey, they represent those different animals that used to be found in California a very long time ago. And the first of those animals we can check out is coming up on our left side. They are the adorable rock hyraxes. Looks like there's one of them towards the far left side of the habitat, two more towards the far right side. They're on top of that little wooden shelf. Now they kind of blend in up there,
That's
but I think you guys can find them.
Yeah.
Just by looking at them, can anybody guess what the rock hyrax's closest relative is? I know some of you guys know the answer. But if you don't know, you're probably looking at them thinking they look kind of like a rodent, like a gopher or a beaver maybe.
Yeah.
But they are most closely related to the elephant. It's true, I promise. We know that based on some of their anatomical structures, like the shape of their skull and their feet, as well as their strong molars that they use to crush up vegetation, just like an elephant. They even have little tusks inside their mouth. So by looking at things like that, as well as some things that are harder to see, like their DNA, that's how we know they're related to elephants, even though they don't really look like it. Those are the rock hyraxes. I think you might also be interested in these animals on our right side. We have some lions over here. I'll be quiet for a minute so we don't disturb this other little tour, but keep your eyes on the right. That's Miss Ellen up there.
Oh, that's right there. You see the lion, Lena? Right there, up there.
It's on top of the building.
Oh yeah. That's a big lion. Oh my gosh.
The corner. So you might have to stand up to see her, especially on the upper deck. She's pretty close to us. We're going to slowly roll by. You can see her down there. Hello, Nidiri. So Nidiri the jaguar. Watch the notice here, but jaguars in general, they're often about
The
50
cheetah
Amazon
is
rainforest down in South
slimmer
America.
and longer,
They're
I think.
reportedly being threatened by
But they do
deforestation.
look like a
As humans cut
jaguar.
down more and more of the Amazon, it becomes harder and harder for to open farther into the distance on our right side, and we might start to see some elephants. Wouldn't be elephant, honestly, without a couple
Elephants.
elephants. And we do have 4 of them that live here, so we'll see how many we can find today in total.
One.
Right now, I'm pretty sure I did just see I see a human over there. So that means there's not going to be any elephants in this section of the habitat. We do like to keep the humans and
What's
elephants
the other
separated.
one?
But that
I
means
only
that the
saw
elephants are
one.
going to be up ahead of us in one of the later sections. So looking forward, hopefully we'll get a look at them. As I mentioned, we have 4 elephants. There's 3 males and 1 female. Those 3 males are pretty good buddies with each other, so you'll usually see them hanging out in the same area all together. But before we see those elephants, I'll first point out we're passing by a place on our right side that's very important to the elephants. This is the Elephant Care Center. Kind of a self-explanatory name, but the Elephant Care Center is where the elephants go every morning for a health checkup, and it's also where they go about once a week for a pedicure. Such
Wow.
large animals, I'm sure you can imagine
Once a week
pedicure is really
pedicure.
important to them. So those pedicures are also really important.
Oh, there they
The
are.
elephants will soak their meat in big tubs to soften them up, and they present them to their care specialists who meet here.
They're over there.
Having said that, you might have noticed
Birds.
there's some elephants over there on our right side, so I think we'll pull forward a little bit more. Might get another look at them once we turn around this bend. Let's see. And so if you look way back there on our right side, you can see the back side of an elephant.
Ah,
That's
I
right.
can see the butt.
We will see some more of them up ahead, though. So get one little look at that guy over there, standing right next to that big tree-like structure made of concrete. That's one of them. But we should get another even better view of these guys up here. There we go. That's a good view. So these are 2 of our male
Oh,
elephants.
so beautiful.
Looks like that is Lucy on the left and then Nico on the right. Not sure where the 3rd male is. We're not those to be close relatives of the llama. So if you want to come back here later on today, there'll be lots
Oh
more to see.
no,
Not
you have
just
to be
elephants.
fast.
The next animal that we are going to see is actually one of the greatest success stories at the zoo, the California condor. And I think I did just see him. Yeah, he's going to be
California
on top of that
condor.
rocky cliffside in the far back part of the habitat. He's way up there, pretty much level with the upper deck of the bus. There we go.
Oh, right
And
there.
There used to be fewer of these California condors than there are people on the
You
lower
can
level of this
see
bus
it.
right now. Back in the 80s, they were right on the brink of extinction. And we couldn't let that happen. So we teamed
There
up
it
with some
is.
other organizations, like the LA Zoo. We found all of them that were left in the wild.
California
And
condor.
they gave them a safe place to stay over at the safari park, where they were safe from the things that were threatening them. We studied them, how they breed with each other, and how we can help their chicks grow up big and strong. And in the end, that breeding program was a great success. Like I said, there used to be only about 20 of these beautiful birds back in the 80s, but there are now more than 500 of them in the world. And more than half of those have been released into the wild. I know 500 is still kind of small for an entire species, but it's a lot better than 20. They're on the way up, and that work is continuing. But overall, it just goes to show, even if an animal is at risk of extinction, there are things we can do to turn that around and save them if we team up with other organizations and if we have the support of people like you.
Very nice.
So they're standing in the dirt there, directly to our right side. Stand here for one moment to take a look. Looks like one of them is digging. A bit hard to see from where I am. Nope, one of them's upside down. I don't know what they're doing over there. They're having fun. But normally they spend most of their time on sentry duty. They'll be watching for predators and hawks up in the sky to keep their family members safe. Looks like right now they might be
Can't really see it.
feeling a little bit playful. We're
There
wrapping up with
they
Elephant
are.
Odyssey now. And as we do that,
Oh, so
let's start passing by the
cute.
backside of a different area called Africa Rocks. 70's pretty new. And you can probably guess from the name, Africa Rocks is home to plenty of African animals. But not just animals, also lots of plant life, including this big garden coming up on our right side, which is modeled after the Ethiopian islands specifically. I know when you think of the zoo, you probably think animals, but these plants are a really important part of what we do as well, because both plants and animals rely on each other in order to thrive. So that means that if we care about protecting all the animals we're seeing today, we also have to work really hard to protect those plants that they present of different species of plants here. And many of those
Ethiopian
are either
Highlands.
or completely extinct in the wild. That way, we can study those plants, learn more about them, and we have a reserve population if we ever need to reintroduce them back to their native habitat. Definitely pay attention to the plants around you as you walk around today, as you might not be able to find any of them, some of them, anywhere else. Oh, it sounds like someone might be accidentally spilling a little bit of water off the side of the bus, so if I could just ask a quick favor to just be careful up there on the upper deck. I think someone got a little bit wet down there, or down here. But some of you are looking over there on the right side. If you look past all those trees, I might be able to find something gray and fuzzy there. That would be a koala. This is where specifically the female koalas live. So you might see one or two of them here. But we're also going to pass by them where the males live a little bit later as well.
See it.
So you don't see them right now. Don't worry, we'll see some more. Before we see them, we are first going to enter this area up ahead of us known as the urban jungle. This is a fairly small area. It makes a big circle, so we're going to do a full loop through the area and see what it has to offer. This area is located towards the kind of bottom center of your map. And it's home to a few different animals.
Outback.
One of those, if you look straight ahead of
It's a
us, is
restaurant.
habitat in the center of the area. You see a rhino butt over there. That is Maza the rhino. Awesome. So we should get more of a side view of it once we turn this corner. And you might also notice on our left side, we're going to be passing by some giraffes. But right before that, I do have to let you know, the urban jungle here is a quiet zone. So you guys are welcome to continue talking, but I just have to turn the mic off for a few minutes. This is where we do training for some of our animal ambassadors. So in order to not disturb that, I'm just going to turn the mic off for a few minutes. But feel free to look to the left and the right side. There's going to be different animals on either side of the bus. So have fun seeing those animals. And
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Where do you see? Oh, right there. That's the one that we missed over there, right? There was a rhino there too. Where? I don't see that. It's too bright. Oh, there it is. Beautiful.
which is eucalyptus leaves.
Right there.
Many of the trees at the zoo are eucalyptus, so we can just harvest those leaves and feed them to the koalas. And with that, we have left the urban jungle. That means that we are coming up to the end of this tour pretty soon. So I'm going to take a moment to say thank you.
Thank
You might not
you.
realize it, but just by being here today and learning about the animals, you have become an important part of our Wildlife Alliance. All the things we do, whether it's taking care of the animals that live here, or working with our global partners to protect threatened wildlife out in the world, all those things we do are only possible because we have people like you supporting us. And we are a non-profit organization. So that means that the cost of your admission today, and any food or drinks or souvenirs you buy, all of that is going to go directly back towards our mission of creating a world where all life thrives. So thank you for being here today. We couldn't do what we do without your support. Now we're about to start pulling into the unloading dock here, but I do want to mention one more thing. If you look down there on our right side, way down there, that road is known as Center Street. That's where a lot of the bears at the zoo live. Pretty much all of them, other than the pandas and the polar bears. So there's grizzlies down there, slot bear, Andean bear, all different kinds. So I'm not sure if you'll see any of them right now. I just want to mention that. If you don't go back behind us, right after you get off the bus, that is
I did see
a good
one
way to
down
get over
there.
to Center Street. It could be pretty close to where we are right now. So that's
I
one good
don't
option,
see
just to let
any.
you know. But as we pull into the unloading dock here, just keep everything inside the bus.
Down there
I'm
looking
gonna hop off in one moment to let you guys
Oh
out
yeah,
here.
yeah, but it's
And I'll
covered
be
by the
hanging around
tree.
on the upper deck as you guys leave if you have any questions for me. Otherwise, thank
behind
you so
the
much
tree.
one more time for taking this tour today and being an ally for wildlife. And enjoy the rest of your day at the world famous
Thank you.
San Diego Zoo.
We're back here
Thank you.
now. We're getting off.